So, like, for Washington on Montez Sweat, I mean, I think that it's a, like, we did this show a year ago, fellas, and when we did it, I'm not right often, but I was right about this. I said the Chase Claypool deal was an absolute disaster for the Bears. You guys were like, dude, you just settle down, buddy. It's a trade for a second-round pick. It's not that big a deal. The Bears didn't win another game all season long. After they made that trade, they finished with the worst record in football. They gift wrap. It ended up being the 32nd pick because the Dolphins forfeited their pick in the first round. So the first pick of the second round was 32 overall. And who did the Bears give up the rights to draft there, Wilson?
They moved from 1 to 9, so they passed on.
Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, at 32. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't helping them win any football games. But yeah, I thought you meant if they stayed at 1, they could have had, they could have gotten any number of quarterbacks. Also,
no. Well, no. What I was saying is that the Bears did it again. They gave up another second-round pick this year.
I did it again.
Yeah, I think it is an oops, I did it again because Montez Sweat is in the final year of his contract as well. He's on a fifth-year option at $11.5 million. And Washington just got maybe the first, probably a top 5 pick in the second round in order for the Bears to trade for a 27-year-old pass rusher who is good, but has been playing opposite Chase Young, who's been more productive this year, even though I think in terms of pressures, maybe Sweat I have to look, maybe has more sacks. But the point being is, you might have, if you give a top 40 pick for a 27-year-old pass rusher who you have to sign to a big contract, I don't know, man. That seems kind of iffy to me. I give the Bears a C+ here for the effort, and I give Washington an A- for getting what could be a really, really good pick back from Montez Sweat.
I don't mind. Go ahead, Breach.
Brenton, you're feeling way too generous here. I was going to give them a C-, but now the more I think about it, I'm lowering the Bears grade to a D.
I'm okay with the D. Yeah, that's fine with me.
So real quick, the 49ers, obviously, they're a contender. They're a Super Bowl contender. You feel like Chase Young puts you over the top. You give up a third-round pick. The Bears are not a Super Bowl contender. They do not need Montez Sweat right now. They overpaid, as you just mentioned, with the second-round pick. They have no use for him because he's going to be a free agent in March when they could have signed him anyway. Instead of, you could have kept the second-round pick and signed him in March. Best case scenario is that you sign him to a long-term contract and he becomes a cornerstone of your organization. But that's 5 years away. This just doesn't do anything for the Bears right now. Worst case scenario is he leaves in March. You gave up the second-round pick. You get a third-round comp pick back. But unlike the 49ers, where it essentially evens out, it doesn't even out here because, like you just said, this is going to be a top 35 pick that you paid for a guy who might only play 9 games. This is just bonkers. It is like the Bears don't know how the trade deadline works. The bad teams are the sellers. They're not the buyers. And they turned into the buyers. I don't know what's going on in Chicago, so this is a D for me.
Yeah, basically what you said. The only thing I'll say is that at least this time they got a good player. Last year, Chase Claypool proved that he maybe doesn't even care about football. Montez Sweat's a good player, but again, he's not a quarterback, so he's not a left tackle. He's not gonna help Justin Fields or save the organization. It doesn't make sense for the reasons you point out. So I will give it a D.
I'm gonna lower it to a D as well. You made you good point, Breach. I mean, like I killed the Bears for doing the Chase Claypool thing. Looked like a genius, and then promptly was like, I'm gonna give him a C+ because I like Montez. He's also like let's say they sign him to a long-term deal. He's gonna be in his 30s like pretty quickly. I mean,
7's not old to be an edge rusher. I think that part's fine. I think the problem is
I guess, but like
one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Well, let's just look at obviously the fact that they're terrible doesn't help. Just looking at the 2023 NFL draft, and this is sort of, here's the list. I'm just going to go through the top 10 players taken in the second round of this past year's draft. Joey Porter Jr. with that Bears pick for the Chase Claypool. Will Levis looked pretty good on Sunday. Sam Laporta was freaking awesome. Michael Mayer, very nice tight end for the Raiders. Steve Avila, Derek Hall, Matthew Bergeron, Jonathan Mingo. So, I mean, and then Isaiah Foskey, whatever. BJ Ojulari. I mean, like, there's going to be talent in that range, and the Bears gave up that opportunity. It's like a pretty big opportunity cost, considering that Montez Sweat is that age. You have to sign him to a big contract, and all the other factors.
Money, and he's an edge rusher. Like, I don't hate that part of it. I just hate the other part. They're terrible.
It's better than Claypool for sure.